Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Lightfall Season of the Wish intel. And in this video, we're going to be discussing how to get double Trials loot, as well as Adept weapons, and a possible free Flawless glitch. Now, some of this will require a little bit of audience participation, as it's somewhat speculative, but it seemed pertinent enough that I would actually break with my normal upload schedule, where I was going to actually upload a way for solo players to get some free raid loot, and instead thought this might be a little bit more relevant, as it is the weekend, it is Trials of Osiris, and because it's sort of a slow week, as it's the Glaive Adept weapon, there might be a chance for people who don't play Trials that often to at least get some loot, because it is double loot for all Crucible game types this week, and this includes Trials as well as a Flawless Trials passage if you're someone who plays Trials all the time, and, well, Flawless just isn't as difficult a thing for you as it is for me. So there's something for everybody in this video. We'll also be covering how to get free Trials loot without playing. That'll sort of be a recap of my previous video. But in any case, we're going to talk first about the Flawless Passage or free Flawless Passage glitch. Now, this has been reported by many sources, but I'm going to actually leave a link to a Reddit thread that is reporting on this and has been sort of following up in the description box down below if you want to check it out. But this is a synopsis of what's been happening specifically, and there's a couple of variations on this, but essentially this is one, and there is a discussion following this thread that goes into a little bit more detail. But essentially what was happening is there is a loss protection, or there was a loss protection in Trials of Osiris if one of your teammates or both of your teammates were to leave a Trials match to prevent you from actually taking a loss. Now, this does have to happen very early in a match, usually after round 1. But there is a way, and there has been this ongoing thing where once this would happen to a player, all losses from then on would not actually count against their Trials passage. So no matter how many losses they had, they were actually able to continually play, and as soon as they were able to get the 7 wins, it didn't matter how many losses they had, they were all forgiven, and they were able to get to the tower. Now, it's probably a lot more complicated than that, and I have been looking in to see if people were able to replicate this. So far, it's been a few people saying yes, a few people saying no. Some people, more often than not, said it just happened accidentally, so there might not be a way specifically to recreate it, but if something can happen accidentally, usually in Destiny 2, that means there is a way to recreate it, unless Bungie patches it. Something like this, you would never know if they patched it, because they would never tell you it was actually a thing. Because as soon as they let you know it's a thing, people will try it anyway, even if they have said they've patched the thing. Usually it means Bungie says they patch things, and sometimes they don't. That's sort of a running trend. But in any case, I'd love to hear from the audience if anybody has tried this or does check out this Reddit thread. If there is any more specifics that I might be missing, or at least maybe some crowdsourcing of a way to actually get this to function as you wish it to, would be really great feedback. But as I said, that's very speculative and does require some audience participation. Now, as I said, it is double loot week, so if you can go Flawless, you're going to be getting double Adept rewards. And I believe once you've procured a Flawless passage and actually gone to the Lighthouse and you continue to play, I believe you can actually get more loot, more Adept loot, once you actually have a Flawless card and you're playing in the Flawless pool and you go back to the Lighthouse again, you're going to be getting a ton of Adept loot. I believe you can actually get up to 4 Adept drops per Lighthouse passage, or a Lighthouse run, or trip to the Lighthouse, however you'd like to quantify that. Now, as I said, this week it is a little unfortunate that the Adept weapon is the Glaive. I asked some people in my last video if they use glaives that often. I've heard that this actually is a very good weapon for melee builds for PvE, so it might not be something that you necessarily want to, just skip out on, but I'm sure a lot of people are still going for the trace rifle, which is available at just normal rank wins. I believe it was 10 wins. And, you know, with double loot, like I said, everything is going to be double, so your chances of getting it, though it might not be the Adept, are much higher. And if you're somebody who doesn't play Trials that often, and maybe isn't interested in playing at all, but you still want to be able to get something like the trace rifle, the Strand trace rifle, which is really great for PvE, you know, take it into the activities that you want to play it in. It's kind of unfortunate that there is a really great PvE weapon, or sometimes multiple PvE weapons, that are only available through a Crucible playlist like Trials of Osiris. But in any case, if you're somebody who doesn't want to play Trials at all, but still wants to get some of this loot, as I talked about in a previous video, but I will do a recap of, there is ways where you can actually just farm out Trials bounties without actually having to actually play Trials of Osiris. Now, the way you do this is you will have to, of course, have a Twitch account as well as a Steam or maybe even an Epic account. I think it also works for Xbox as well as PlayStation accounts, but you need to have one of them linked up to your Twitch account. Now, there are Twitch streamers that stream Trials and do carries of Trials every single weekend. You can actually get what's called viewer bounties. Now, what this means is you go and you watch their Twitch channel while they're playing Trials of Osiris. You'll see this little pop-up on the right side of your screen that allows you to enable viewer bounties. These viewer bounties will be able to get you ranks in Trials because they allow you to complete the Trials bounties. They're specifically for Trials XP, and it'll help you rank up without having to actually play. All you really need to do is just watch another Twitch streamer. Now, you do have to have your accounts linked and enabled, and that is something that I've heard some people have difficulty sometimes on console. You might actually need to enable your Twitch account or link it through the console itself, so you might actually have to download the Twitch app on your console versus going to it on your computer. But I have heard that everybody's been able to get this to work properly through certain means, though they are different between PC and console. So I leave it to you to figure that out. There's just a few things that I would try, and I'm sure you'll get something to work. But that's going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. A little bit of something for everybody, from the people who play Trials all the time and are just grinding out Adept loot constantly, to people who don't play Trials at all and are just looking for some free loot without having to actually go through the bother of, you know, meeting up with a bunch of sweaties, even on an easy weekend like it is now, as I'm sure the people who are playing the most often are not this weekend. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 Lightfall content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel, and we do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. If you've watched to this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag Trials of Osiris or a hashtag Lightfall or a hashtag Season of the Wish in the comments section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. Remember, those secret hashtags stack between all videos. So if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and of course, do it again. And once more, I am Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching. Hope everybody's having a great weekend and a happy new year. Everybody stay safe and have fun. And of course, we will see you next time.